Hello everyone. Today is number 2 in the series talking about the human psyche, and I particularly wanted to cover the topic of abuse. So psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically, abuse has a huge impact on who we are as a person. And today our society, unfortunately, has been so riddled with so many different forms of abuse that it's almost become normalized. And today we have people who are emotionally challenged and ill. We have huge amount of disease or dis-ease, as you can see by the fact that most of the hospitals are full. And we have very high rates of suicide. And a lot of this is simply because of people being constantly abused in different forms and fashions. So very often as a child, growing up in a home where there may be violence or aggression, verbal abuse, physical abuse, even sexual abuse. These things leave an indelible mark, and now in adulthood, they tend to attract into their world people who do the same thing, verbally abuse them, emotionally abuse them, psychologically and mentally abuse them, and physically. So it's a perpetuating cycle. And unfortunately, those who are hurt also tend to be those who do hurt. So it becomes something that then goes forward and passes forward to the next generation too. What I want is to really just bring an awareness to the fact that all forms of abuse are just that, abuse. It's not normal, it's not healthy, and it should not be tolerated. I personally have a zero tolerance for any form of abuse. It's a disrespect. And the other day I was in our car park outside at one of the shopping centres, and I heard a mother verbally abusing her teenage daughter. And she said it with venom and malice and a huge amount of animosity. She said, "I hate you. You're a bitch. And if you don't shut up, I will slap your face." So, I was shocked. I was facing the daughter, the mother was behind her, and I could see the hurt on the daughter's face. It hit its mark. It was hurtful, it was degrading, it was humiliating, it was shameful. And I don't know what the daughter did to deserve that. I don't think anything deserves that kind of ill treatment. It's abuse, and it needs to be recognized as such, and things need to change in our society. Parents need to treat their children with love and with respect and with kindness, and in a way that helps them to grow up, to have the right understanding of how to treat each other and how to treat other people. Unfortunately, what happens psychologically when children grow up in an abusive home where they are abused on a regular basis, I'm sure that this happened regularly. This was not something unusual. This was something that possibly happened on a regular basis to this child. And as an adult, that child then carries on abusing herself, tends to be hard on herself, cruel to herself, bullying to herself, to her own I am, It's undermining of self, it's undermining of your well-being, it's degrading, it's humiliating, it's shameful. And that kind of person doesn't grow up to have any understanding of their value and of their magnificence and uniqueness and self-worth. So it's really important that we get to understand that any form of abuse is abuse and there's no justification for it. It's simply bad behavior. And it needs to change. It needs to stop. And every single human being deserves respect, deserves to be treated kindly, gently, lovingly, caringly. And we'll then have a different kind of ethos in our relationship with ourselves and with our world and with our communities and with our earth. People are just unwell because of all that they've had to endure. We want to create wellness, and in order to create wellness, we need to bring into our ways of being consciousnesses that are healthy, that are uplifting, that are encouraging, that are energizing and inspiring. And so if this resonates with you, and if you have gone through forms of abuse and you feel like you may have some psychological wounding, some mental wounding, emotional wounding, and you need some help, please reach out. Private message me. I'll be happy to interact with you, and perhaps we can look at how we can help you to overcome these things. Otherwise, they continue to perpetuate forward into your future, and that's not what you want. You want the future to feel different to what the past has felt. I also urge you to please share this, because it may not resonate with you, but it may be very applicable to somebody else that you know, somebody who has suffered and is in pain and doesn't know how to change things. So please do share this, and I'd be happy to hear from you if I can help you in any way. So take care now, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye, salam.